Katherine Hadda, హైదరాబాద్ యుఎస్ కాన్సులేట్కు కొత్తగా వచ్చిన కాన్సుల్ జనరల్ 28 ఏళ్లుగా వివిధ రకాల విదేశీ వ్యవహారాల బాధ్యతల్ని సమర్థవంతంగా నిర్వహిస్తున్నారు. భారత్లో 4 నెలలుగా దౌత్య సేవలందిస్తున్న క్యాథరిన్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, తెలంగాణ, ఒడిషా రాష్ట్రాలకు సంబంధించిన కార్యక్రమాల్ని పర్యవేక్షిస్తున్నారు. హైదరాబాద్, వరంగల్ నగరాల్లో మహిళా వ్యాపారవేత్తల్ని తీర్చిదిద్దేందుకు కార్యశాలను నిర్వహించారు. భువనేశ్వర్ యువతులకు ఆంగ్ల భాషలో శిక్షణ ఇప్పించారు. మహిళల ఉన్నతికి ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు చేపడుతున్న క్యాథరిన్ హడ్డాతో ప్రత్యేక ముఖాముఖి.
అమెరికన్ కాన్సుల్ జనరల్ క్యాథరిన్ హడా ప్రస్తుతం మనతో ఉన్నారు. అంతర్జాతీయ మహిళా దినోత్సవాన్ని పురస్కరించుకొని అమెరికాలో మహిళలకున్న అవకాశాలు, అక్కడి విద్యా విధానాలు, అదేవిధంగా భారతీయ మహిళలకి తమ హక్కులు వినియోగించుకోవడంలో ఉన్నటువంటి స్వేచ్ఛ, అమెరికాలో మహిళలు తమ హక్కులను ఎలా వినియోగించుకుంటున్నారు, ఇక మహిళల కోసం ప్రత్యేకంగా రూపొందించిన చట్టాల గురించి మరిన్ని విశేషాలను ఆవిడ మాటలను తెలుసుకుందాం. Hello ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. Very happy to be here today.
Thanks a lot. Actually, pleasure ours. First of all, I wish you a very happy Women's Day and congratulations to you for being as a consulate for US consulate in Hyderabad, representing your country. So how are you feeling about it?
Well, first of all, I want to also wish you and all your viewers a happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
I am just thrilled to be here in Hyderabad. Before coming to India, I had read for so many years about the history and the culture, and I always wanted to come here, so I felt very proud and honored to be selected as the Consul General here in Hyderabad. And then since coming here, I realized not only are the ties between the United States and India becoming stronger and stronger, but we're here in an area where the ties are particularly strong. I'm told 1 in 4 people in this area have family or other ties to the United States. There are 103 American companies just here in Hyderabad alone, including some of our most major companies like Microsoft or Google, Lockheed Martin. And then we also have companies in Vizag and elsewhere in the district. So I feel very proud and happy to be here.
So are you enjoying the culture and the atmosphere here?
Yes, I think I've been a diplomat now for almost 30 years, and I can honestly say this is the warmest welcome I have ever received in any country. People are very warm and outgoing and friendly, not just to me, but to every American who works at the consulate.
Okay, and what is your opinion on the Indian family structure? Because people say that it's a very strongest structure.
Yes.
So what is your comment?
Well, I would think that that has a lot to do with the stability and the diversity in India, is how strong the family ties are. I have only been here 4.5 months, and so I haven't gotten to know any, entire families very, very well. But from what I can see, they're very close, and they operate almost as a partnership, in terms of an extended family. We have a lot of close family ties in the United States too, but I think what's different is the extended family here is stronger probably than what many of us have in the United States.
So what are your findings what is the benefits for the combined joint families when compared to the nuclear families? Is there any particular advantages for that?
I would think they're different. I think in the case of nuclear families, possibly people are a little more mobile. They're able to travel more where there are opportunities. In the case of extended families, the support structure is greater. The obligations for support are also greater. So I think they're just different, and there are strengths and benefits to be had in both family structures.
So what are the places you visited in Hyderabad and all over the India, and how do you like them?
Well, I've traveled as much as I can already within the district. We cover 3 states. It's Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha. So I've been out to Vizag and to Vijayawada, and also to Bhubaneswar, for example, and they're all very unique and wonderful places. Hyderabad's a very exciting city. It's growing very fast. It has a lot of energy and optimism. I'm an economist by training, so I find the emerging economy here just fascinating.
And if we talk about US, so what are the opportunities in US for women?
Well, I think there are many great opportunities for women in the United States. We've changed a lot even in my lifetime. For example, we've had many U.S. Elected women in our Congress. We've had female cabinet secretaries. We've had 3 secretaries of state who are women, for example. We had our first female presidential candidate. We have women CEOs now. But we don't want to be complacent because there's still room to improve. So, for example, we don't see enough women and girls studying in science and technical fields in the United States. We'd like to see more of that. In our House of Representatives in Washington, which is our lower house, what you would call the lower house of Congress, fewer than 1 in 5 members are women. And that's actually a lower amount than in a lot of countries. So there's still room for improvement, but I think women in the United States are doing very well.
Okay, are there any women-only universities in the U.S. and what are the measures taken by the U.S. government to educate women?
Well, in the United States, there are a number of what we would call women's colleges. It's more at the undergraduate level. I went to one, as a matter of fact, called Smith College in Western Massachusetts. And most of those are private institutions. But the United States government does support women's education. Most notably in 1972, there was a landmark amendment to an education act called Title IX, which required that any educational institution in the United States that receives funding from the U.S. government, which is a rather large group of institutions, had to provide equal access to educational benefits for female students. And that included sports, for example, which opened the door to women's sports teams, which are now a very big deal in the United States, but at the time they were quite rare. So that's probably the biggest way in the United States. We also promote women's education and opportunity very actively overseas. So here in our own district, just in the time I've been here, for example, when I was in Bhubaneswar, I saw a lot of female students we were helping to support learn English so they would have better career and educational opportunities in the future. In the 4.5 months I've been here, we've had 2 workshops for female entrepreneurs. One was here in Hyderabad for girls in tech, and it was helping women who wanted to launch enterprises, IT-based enterprises, in smaller cities in our district. They came to Hyderabad. It was very successful. And then we had another workshop up in Warangal, which was very competitive. It was for 25 female entrepreneurs selected from 250 from around the country, and that was also a very successful event. We're very proud to support opportunities like that.
Really great things. And in your personal experience, have you experienced any gender discrimination in the US? Because there are so many countries where there is a gender discrimination.
Yes, of course I have. I would say that when I first joined the Department of State, that's as a diplomat, I worked for the Department of State. That was almost 30 years ago now. There were very few senior women in the department, and I would go into rooms where there were a lot of male colleagues, and I would make a comment and no one would really react, and then maybe 10 minutes later a man would say something similar and everyone would say, well, that's a very good point, Jack. I have to say in the intervening years I don't find that as much. A lot has changed. I have changed. I've become more outspoken. There have been 3 female secretaries of state and a lot of other female ambassadors, senior officials, and then I think the United States has changed around us. So now male colleagues are much more used to working with powerful women colleagues and not only accept but also support them. I have to say I've been very fortunate because in my lifetime I've had mentors who are female but also male who have been very supportive of me, and I feel very lucky for that.
So how do you balance your personal and the professional life? Because every woman has to balance that thing. So how do you manage and how do you keep yourself motivated always?
Yeah, I am very lucky also to have a very supportive husband. He is definitely interested in what I do and he supports it very much. I think for all of us, it's important to give back what we've gotten in life. And one of the things that motivates me is when I can help more junior colleagues, male colleagues and also female colleagues, and make them feel that they're really able to progress in their careers and do better for themselves. And I'm pleased to see many of them do that.
If we little shifts to the personal thing, so
Yes.
have you attended any Indian marriages and how do you enjoy that one?
I actually have been to one Indian wedding and one Indian homecoming ceremony, and it was really wonderful. It was much larger than a typical American wedding, but it was definitely very exciting and warm. I think the colors and just the joy among so many people, it was really exciting to see.
Okay, what are the laws that are there in the US similar to the domestic violence laws in India? Is there any similar laws in US?
Yes, we have two. We have a Violence Against Women's Act that was passed in the mid-90s, and it criminalized certain behavior against women, and it also provides support for women and prevention programs. And we have similar legislation for domestic violence. It's a slightly older piece of legislation, but it provides for similar protections.
Okay, I think you know that many Indian women go to US after marrying men on H-1B visas. But in few cases, so many of women facing that, so many challenges they are facing. One of them is abusing by their husbands. The victims of domestic violence can get any help from the US government or?
Yes, they can. As I just stated, their immigration status doesn't matter and their citizenship doesn't matter. They're still protected under the laws that would protect an American woman, and that would enable them to seek a protective order in our courts so that their abusive spouse wouldn't have access to them or their children. It would allow them to seek financial assistance. It would allow them to seek a separation or divorce from that abusive spouse without that spouse's permission. So there are a range of protections and assistance available to that woman.
Finally, as a successful woman, what the message you want to give for the woman on the eve of Women's Day?
Well, this year's theme for International Women's Day is Be Bold for Change, and I believe that has two elements. One is we all need to be bold to have change for women and girls in our societies that provide more opportunities of education and economic development for women tend to be wealthier countries, they're healthier countries, they're more stable countries, and we should all work together, men and women, for that objective. But there's another aspect of Be Bold for Change. I do find that women can be a little more hesitant than men to seek out difficult jobs. They don't have enough confidence in themselves. And so they'll assume they shouldn't go for an opportunity because it's difficult. And what we need to do is believe in ourselves and seek the mentorship we need and the education we need and believe in ourselves and take a chance, even if it means sometimes we'll fail or sometimes we'll make mistakes, because at the end of the day, it's only by trying that we know we can succeed. I want to just mention I had an opportunity just last week to meet Purna Malavat, who was the youngest female ever to reach the top of Mount Everest, and her confidence and her ability to work through challenges was inspiring to me, even though I'm 4 times her age. So there are many good role models here in India, and we need to help each other.
Thank you so much, Katherine.
Thank
We have
you.
a small surprise for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Only white, yeah.
Thank you.
No, this is our culture. We respect
Thank
our
you.
Indian women and our
Thank
sisters
you.
and mothers like
Thank
this.
you.
So
That's really
thanks a
beautiful.
lot
Thank
for
you.
coming here.
Thank you.
That's
This
why
is
we are
very
giving
kind.
you. You are like my sister. The Indian woman will respect the woman like this way.
Oh,
So
well,
this is our
thank
culture.
you. That's really a beautiful thought and really a beautiful gift. Thank
I
you.
hope you'd like to.
Thank you. I do. Are these the Hyderabadi bangles that I hear so much about? These are very famous, so they're beautiful. Thank you. And this is just beautiful as well. Thank you.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to trying that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Once again, I wish you a very happy Women's Day. భారతదేశంలో ఉన్నటువంటి ఒక 10 ఏళ్ల పాప కూడా తనకి ఇన్స్పిరేషన్గా నిలిచింది అని చెప్పేసి, అదేవిధంగా మహిళలు ఏదైనా సాధించాలంటే ముందుగా తమ మీద తమకి విశ్వాసాన్ని పెంచుకోవాలి అని చెబుతున్నారు క్యాథరిన్ హడ్డా.